I know I said at 1:30, but it's my show. We're gonna start early. I want to start this show early, and we're gonna talk some Raiders football right now. What's good, Raider Nation? Raider Ed back again here with another live show. We are on Reaction Monday. The Raiders fall to 2-4 on the year with a loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers, 32-13, at Allegiant Stadium, at our home, if I can really even call it our home. And yes, the Raiders suffer their fourth loss on the year, and it is not looking too well as they start the year 2-4. Get in the chat, you guys. Spread the link around. Let people know that Primos is live. Let's get in on the conversation because we are going to dive into a lot of the talk of the town. Tom Brady, it looks like he is going to be expected to be the Raiders' minority owner. And it looks like there's some reports coming out that Tom Brady will be active in the football operations of the Las Vegas Raiders. So we are going to talk about that. But Carlos, thank you for pulling up. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you. Thank you for pulling up. But yeah, you guys, diving right into it. The Raiders suffered a 32-13 loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers yesterday. The team stats, the Steelers on third down were 4 for 13. The Raiders were 2 for 11. The Steelers had 18 first downs. The Raiders had 16 first downs. The Raiders were 1 for 3 on fourth down. Steelers went for it one time on fourth down. They were 1 for 1. They had 62 total plays called, where the Raiders had 60. The passing, Steelers had 110 passing yards. Raiders had 218. Rushing, the Steelers had 183 rushing yards, where Raiders had 57. The Steelers had 7 penalties called on them for 50 yards. Raiders had 4 for 42. The Raiders did turn over the football 3 times. The Steelers did not commit any turnovers. They had 2 fumbles and 1 interception. The possession, Steelers had the ball for 31 minutes, 51. 31 minutes, 51 seconds. And then the Raiders had 28 minutes and 9 seconds of ball possession. And then if we go to the box score, you guys, Justin Fields, he had 14 for 24, 145 yards, was sacked 3 times. Aiden O'Connell, he had no touchdowns, no interceptions. He did run for a touchdown. He had 2 touchdowns that he ran in for. 11 carries, 59 yards, 2 touchdowns. Aiden O'Connell was 27 for 40, 227 yards, was sacked 1 time, had 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Najee Harris, their leading carrier, 14 carries, $1.06, 7.6 average per carry, 1 touchdown. He had his longest run of the day was 36 yards. Alexander Madison, the Raiders running game, again, cannot get going. 14 carries, 33 yards, 2.4 yards, average 1 touchdown, long of 9. The Steelers receiving, leading receiver was George Pickens with 3 catches, 53 yards on 8 targets. The Las Vegas Raiders leading receiver was Brock Bowers, 9 catches on 10 targets, 71 yards. And then, outside of that, you guys, the defense, Patrick Queen was the Steelers' leading defender in total tackles with 13. Nate Hobbs and Trayvon Merrick both leading the team with 10 tackles. And Trayvon Merrick had 8 solo. But yeah, you guys, that's really the statistics of it. Behind that game. Salute to Demogs when she whispers, Spider 2, why banana in your ear? Hey, bring it back. Cane Town Raider. Bro, Cane Town, you got time to come on the live? Or you at work? If you at work, it's all fine. But Nate's at work. I got a heck of my buddies at work. Is it? You got time to pull up? Mock draft time might be Kane. Might be mock draft time. I'm gonna have to start looking in to some quarterbacks. I mean, of course, other than the top ones like the Cam Wards, Shador Sanders, Jalen Milroe. Outside of those top guys, Carson Beck. I want to see what other quarterbacks are out there that are probably going to be some sneaky guys. Same with the running back. I know Gene Teen. I don't know how to say his name. Ashton Gene Teen from Boise State. He's the guy right now, the running back that everybody wants. Oh, no worries, K-Town. No worries. I don't want to bug you while you at work, but I know he's the leading guy, the leading running back that everybody's talking about. But I want to see if there's is Genty. Okay, Genty. Okay, now that I can pronounce it right, Ashton Genty. Okay, I know he's the running back right now that everybody wants, but I want to see what other running backs this draft has. Because we're really gonna have to build this team through the draft. I mean, Kingston, I think you know it. I think a lot of Raider fans know it. We have to build this team through the draft. Picking guys up in free agency isn't like putting a Band-Aid on what's bleeding is not going to cut it. If like you signed Gardner Minshew, to replace Jimmy G at the helm, to replace Aiden O'Connell at the helm. You are and then AP wanted to come on and say we're not going to put a Band-Aid at quarterback. Yeah, you did. You did put a Band-Aid at quarterback. So let's go address the quarterback in the draft. No, yeah. I've been so far. I looked into two other guys. I think there's Travis Etienne's brother, Trevor Etienne from Georgia. He's been killing it. And then Miami's running back. I forgot his name, but he had a nice game against Cal not too long ago. And they were actually, when I forgot who I was talking about. I think I was talking with Nate about it. Nate brought the kid from Miami up. But yeah. Genty is Barry Sanders special. A lot of people don't want to compare him to Barry Sanders, but yeah, even me watching him, you can't. That's who he reminds people of. And I mean, I know I didn't watch Barry Sanders, of course, because I wasn't alive. But of course, I watch highlights of how Barry played, and Genty definitely does have some Barry Sanders side to him. But let's talk about this game, you guys. I don't even know where I want to start. Where do I want to start with this? Because I know a lot of people's like, well, let's start the blame game. Who are we blaming? I don't even know if there's any blame. I don't even want to play the blame game because correct me. I want to know if I was the only Raider fan that was like that. I was watching the game, you guys, and I was laughing. I was laughing at that game. I was laughing at the game, you guys, because it was laughable. The game was just laughable. Watching the game, seeing how bad this offense is, and for me to expect anything other than that is laughable. It's laughable. And I knew we were going to lose against the Steelers. I didn't think we were going to lose like that. And it's just funny because that's what I'm talking about. It's not that we're losing. It's been the way we're losing. We're like the heart that we seen this team had last year. I don't see it this year. I don't see that heart. We got Jack Jones whiffing on tackles, getting his ankles broke on national television. A running game that can't work. Bro, you got Merrick and Nate Hobbs, a safety in a corner leading the team in tackles. And Devon Diablo, outside of, I got to give him the props because most of us have been killing Devon Diablo. He had a good game for us. But outside of that, what did the Raiders do that I didn't expect them to do? I expected the defense to once again have to get a pick six, a scoop and score. They're going to have to score points. I said it to you guys. A quarterback change isn't going to fix the issues. Yes, this is coming from someone who wanted Aiden O'Connell to start the season. I wanted to start Aiden O'Connell to start the season because I thought we already knew what Minshew was. He's a vet. He's, he's a gunslinger. He's going to turn the football over. The Raiders were averaging 16 points with him before they benched him. Now we had 10 games that we've seen from Aiden O'Connell. I wanted to see what can we see out of 17 games with Aiden O'Connell. I still want to draft a quarterback, but I want to see what we have out of the young kid. Give the young kid a shot. See what you have in the young kid. If he goes out there and balls out, he goes out there and balls out. If he goes out there and shits the bed completely, the 17 games, he shits the bed completely. The worst thing that happens is not even a worst thing. It's your draft position. If we lose a ton of games with Aiden O'Connell at the helm, I can live with that. Because then we go top 3. And now we can go locate that quarterback of the future. And I'm going to say this time and time again, you guys, because a lot of people are beating up on the defense. The defense, it was what, 12 to 7 at halftime? It was 12 to 7 at halftime. What more do you guys want this defense to do? Like, from the start of the game to halftime to the third quarter, the defense was what? We had a fumble against Dylan Labe fumbled. And salute to Wasted in the building. My guy. Salute to Wasted. Fire recap show yesterday. If you are gonna have another reaction Monday, man, I know it's gonna be fire. But yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Wasted's, which I'm pretty sure most of you guys have, check. If you haven't, share the link then, because that was a fire recap show. But yeah, this defense, did they impress me by any means? No, they didn't. Because, like I said, you got Jack Jones whiffing on tackles. The missed tackles, again, was not cleaned up. We were still missing Najee Harris. Bro, Najee Harris, there was one play he ran for like 14, 15 yards and took almost the Raiders defense with him. Like, the tackling is not getting any better. And this is coming from AP, who is a linebacker coach, who should be coaching how to tackle. I mean, let's think about, you guys, tackling is something that they should be knowing since they was young. And we're still missing on tackles. I believe we might be over the 60 mark on missed tackles, leading the NFL. It's very, very disgusting to watch. DeMokes, the defense was already tired after the Steelers' third drive. I'm surprised the Steelers didn't run the ball earlier with Najee. And I'm surprised that the Steelers didn't just continue running it down our throats. Pause if necessary. You have Najee Harris with only 14 carries. Only 14, you guys. And he had 106. If he got the average, which I believe most running backs will get, like good running backs will get maybe 18 to 23 carries, Najee could have went for like $150, you guys. Because Najee was running it right down our throats. And then you got Jonathan Ward, who had 3 carries, 13 yards. But mostly it was Justin Fields, who was the second guy next to Najee. But Najee was still running it down our throats if Justin Fields didn't need to run it. Kane Town says, AOC is cooked, bro. He'll be a high-end backup at very best. Kane Town, and you know me, man. I've been defending Aiden. He is looking like that. Kane Town, he is looking like that. He's played like it. I think also, Kane, he does need to go somewhere else because I think his confidence is already shot. Having to go through what he went through with Josh McDaniels, then coming in as a starter last year, and then now basically getting Minshew, losing the job to Minshew, now having Getsy kind of not really fitting his play style. AOC's confidence is cooked. I don't see it getting any better than it was yesterday. What we have to look at, and people will be like, well, Raider Ed, what are you saying? The Raiders should tank? Bro, we don't have to tank. We suck already. What I seen yesterday is exactly what I seen against Denver, which is what I seen against Carolina in person. And I told you guys that I wanted it. On paper, they're 10 wins. Before the season started, I said on paper, I see 10 wins maximum. But 5th or 6th game into the season, they're going to tell everyone. They're going to tell you. They're going to tell me. They're going to tell everyone in the nation what type of team they are. They're a 3 to 4 win team right now. The way they played against Carolina, the way they played against Denver, the way they played, hell, I know we won the game, but the way they played against Cleveland, that win wasn't inspiring whatsoever. It wasn't. That Raiders fan. The Steelers haven't scored 30 points till yesterday. You know what's funny, Raiders fan? Someone brought that up leading into the week, and I was like, until us, right? And it's not a shocker. It's not a shocker. It's not a shocker at all. Because as a Raider fan, we know Nick Foles. Guys, I went to that game, Eagles Raiders. Nick Foles has a career day, 7 touchdown passes. Who else? Bro, there was another guy that I don't know if it was me though, because I was showing up. Bro, I had Josh Freeman. I went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Raiders game in Oakland. Josh Freeman had like a career day. Doug Martin had a career day that day too. I think he rushed over like 200 yards. Everyone has, their season best against the Raiders. Everyone has their season best against the Raiders. Wasted. Discipline and Patrick Graham with that weak-ass sub-package. 2 linebackers with a run-heavy team. It's discipline and coaching. It's discipline and coaching. And I know a lot of people want to put execution as the reason that the players need to be held accountable. And they will be held accountable. They'll be held accountable by us, by the fans. My thing is, are they being held accountable by the coaches? Because AP, you benched Jack Jones against Cleveland in the first quarter. He goes out there 2 weeks later and whiffs on another tackle and also gets his ankles broken and also is showing lack of effort jogging to when Najee Harris, that play, you guys, that I'm talking about where Najee carried like almost the entire team. And I know that, Raiders fan. I know. I was trying to be sarcastic with it too. But that play that I was talking about, Jack Jones is jogging to the pile and then trying to rip the ball out. Like, bro, Jack, go for the legs. Tackle him. Stop trying to rip the ball out. Stop trying to create a turnover. And I thought about the flip side of this, you guys. The defense has this pressure on them to make a play, make a turnover because of how bad this offense is. For me, it's a domino effect. If the offense is bad, the defense is going to put pressure on themselves. But even then, I don't want to, because I feel like then I'm using that as an excuse. Go out there and just play defense. You're over here trying to rip the ball out. It's not happening. Tackle. You're already missing tackles to begin with. So stop trying to rip the ball out. Kane said, Aiden can stay, but we just need to understand he'll always be QB2, never more than that. And Kane, like I said, I'm okay with that. I just think if he wants a shot at a starting job, which who knows, he may get it somewhere else. He's not going to get it with the Raiders. Because, yes, he will always be a QB2 here. But there might be a coach, there might be an offensive coordinator that can work with Aiden and bring the best out of Aiden. I'm just saying with the Raiders, it's not here. It's not here. We're not even good enough to tank. Bro, that'd be sad if you're not even good enough to tank. That would be sad. That Raiders fan, I was being sarcastic. It's, of course, no shocker. I expect the Raiders to fail most of the time. No, and I mean that too. I mean that too. I know I was trying to be sarcastic too. Kane says, keep Hobbs, Bennett, Spillane, Wilkins, and Max on defense. Everybody else is expendable. I agree, Kane. And it was funny because a lot of people are asking, why is Andre James still a Raider? I was asking that when we signed him to an extension. I was so pissed on why we're bringing Andre James back. And I bring that up because a lot of people blame JPJ, but if you guys go look back, it was actually Andre James that got called for the legal man downfield. He was 3 yards past the line of scrimmage. And yes, that is a penalty, you guys. That is a penalty. Andre James was 3 yards down the field. Why? Don't know. Like, I don't know why he is still our center. I don't know why. I was hoping, here's what I was hoping, you guys, that Andre James was going to be let go. In the draft, we were going to draft JPJ, which happened, but JPJ was going to be a center and be our center, not our left guard, even though he's killing it at left guard. Bro, I will take JPJ at the center position over Andre James any day of the week. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, the rest said it was Powers Johnson, but if you actually go look at the play, it was actually Andre James. Andre James was way farther down because Jackson Powers Johnson was still like 1 yard within the line of scrimmage, which you could be. You could be 1 yard within the line of scrimmage. But if you then look to Andre James is like 2 or 3 yards down the downfield. It was on the refs. The refs got the wrong number. Let me see. Demokes, I'm mad we got Getsy as OC. Like, really? Were these the best we could pick? We couldn't go to college. I know the players aren't playing up to par either, but a great OC can out scheme bad players. Demokes, that's where I'm at too. That we're holding these players accountable when we're talking about execution. We're saying that they're not playing up to par with the offense, and that's what even the coach, what AP have said numerous times in his presser, that execution. My thing is this: it's 6 weeks into this season, and you're still getting execution wrong. You're still getting communication wrong. These are things that should have been fixed, or at least harped into the players' minds before the season started. And we're having issues in week 6. This is exactly, it's funny, you guys. This is exactly how the Josh McDaniels regime started. Lack of communication, lack of execution. But the execution lacked because communication lacked, because the play calling lacked. That's where my worry is. My worry is that, okay, because I want stability. I know I've been on Getsy's head, you guys. Pause. Okay, do not read into that. What I mean by that is I've been critic of him. I criticized him. I called for his head. I said he needs to be fired. But stability. I've cried about stability. I know if you guys cried about stability. Should Getsy get another shot with players that fits his scheme? My issue with that is that he had Devontae Adams for 3 weeks. He had Jacoby Myers for 5 weeks. He has Brock Bowers. He had Michael Mayer for 3 or 4 weeks. You had weapons. You have talent, Luke Getsy. And this offense looks worse than it looked last year. I've said it works. It looks so bad. I'd rather have Bo Hardigree back. I'd rather have Bo Hardigree back and have Bo Hardigree call plays. If that was the case, if us whiffing on Cliff Kingsbury was a reason why you freaked out and you've rushed your decision and hired Getsy, bro, I would have just been fine if you did that with Bo Hardigree. Because Bo called at least better plays than Getsy. I will say that. And the screen passes. Now, I've heard the offensive line, they're bad, and that's why Getsy is in love with the screen passes. I get that. Because that is the easiest way to get the pass rush to slow down and to help the offensive line out a bit and draw up some screen passes. But, dude, you're calling passes behind the line of scrimmage that are not working, because it's not just screen passes. It's literally a flat route and have Aiden throw it to a flat route on 1st and 10, and then we get a gain of -1. Like, I wish I could see the chart of all of Aiden's throws, because I guarantee there was more throws behind the line of scrimmage, or a yard or 2 yards down past the line of scrimmage. Oh no, Kane, it wasn't just that, bro. It wasn't just that. I think Cliff backed himself out because he seen that we were not going to locate the quarterback. I think there's more to that, Kane Town, than just him not getting the contract that he wanted. Because he went down to Washington, and Washington was in prime position to get the quarterback that he wanted. We weren't. He wanted Jayden Daniels. AP wanted Jayden Daniels. Devontae Adams wanted Jayden Daniels. There was only one guy that didn't want Jayden Daniels or didn't feel it was worth to trade up for Jaden Daniels, and that was Tom Telesco. And I think Cliff seen that and was like, bro, I'm going to Washington. And they're killing it. They're killing it up in Washington. That Raiders fan, I pray the Raiders get a franchise quarterback in next year's draft. That will get things going in the right direction. And yes, and I tell people, drafting a first-round quarterback isn't going to fix everything. It's not going to get fixed overnight, and I understand that's the same thing as of now. That's why I'm not saying fire AP or fire Getsy right now. I mean, you may need to fire Getsy after the end of the year because you will have 17 games to see how bad Getsy is. But I want to also play devil's advocate and say, okay, what if Getsy does stay? And they give Getsy a shot. We're going to bring in the guys that fit your scheme, and we're going to give you another year. My fear is that we're going to miss out on a guy like Ben Johnson, or we're going to miss out on other offensive coordinators that can possibly be better than Getsy, and we're going to struggle again. That the same thing we're seeing now, we're going to see next year. I'm tired of having copium throughout the offseason just for it to get ripped out. Because right now, you guys have no hope that the season is going to get any better. We got the Rams next week, and then after that, it becomes the hardest part of our schedule. The Chiefs, the Bengals, our bye week, the Dolphins, the Broncos, the Chiefs again in Arrowhead, the Buccaneers, and then the Falcons, Monday Night Football, and then Jacksonville, Saints, and then finishing the year with the Chargers. You guys only see, maybe we could beat the Rams next week, but I see like 1 or 2 more wins. And that's only because you're going against the Rams and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Outside of that, the Chiefs are the Chiefs. They will beat us. The Bengals, they got Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase. As long as they got that squad, they'll be fine. Miami, I know Miami's going through a dumpster fire, but we're going through our own dumpster fire too. So let's not make it seem like we're the better team. Broncos already destroyed us the first time. Chiefs, again, at Arrowhead. Buccaneers looking like a playoff team. Falcons, they got Kirk Cousins, who loves to throw the football. Jacksonville looks like the worst team in football. And then you got the Saints and the Chargers, 2 teams who are possibly, well, minus the Saints, but the Chargers who look like they're going to be in the playoffs. The Saints, we don't know where they're going to really be at come the time when we beat them. But honestly, because it's a road game, because it's at the Saints, hell, even if we were probably playing them at Allegiant, they still probably beat us. But it's not looking good, you guys. I'm seeing two wins. I think 3-14 or 4-13 is probably where we're going to finish at. But as long as we get a top 5 pick and being in position to draft our quarterback, I'm fine with that. Because you know what, you guys, I'm tired of us putting a Band-Aid on the quarterback position. We haven't drafted a first-round quarterback since 2007. We drafted Derek Carr in the second round in 2014. We drafted Connor Cook, I think, in the third round. We drafted, Tyler Wilson, I think. It was something like Tyler Wilson in 2013 or 2012. We drafted Terrell Pryor. We drafted in the late round, or I think he wasn't even in the draft. It was like some other type of draft that they had. My point being is that we've always drafted mid-round quarterbacks. Aiden O'Connell, 4th round. We always drafted 2nd round, 3rd, 4th since 2007. When are we going to draft our first-round quarterback that we believe wholeheartedly, like, you know what, he could be the next guy? Not a question mark, like he could possibly be the guy, but he possibly can't be the guy. Go get a first-round quarterback, Jalen Milroe, Cam Ward, whoever it is, draft him. Draft him. Because I'm tired of watching guys like Washington, teams like Houston fix their shit overnight because they drafted a quarterback. People knew what CJ Stroud was going to be. People knew what Jaden Daniels was going to be. And the Raiders just sat back. I mean, with the Jaden Daniels thing, that was not going to happen. But with CJ Stroud, McDaniels, and Ziegler, Ziegler wanted McDaniels. But Ziegler wanted Stroud. McDaniel said no. And I will forever not forgive McDaniels for that. CJ Stroud was our ticket to possibly fixing this shit around, and McDaniels was, no, not going to do it. And I'm hoping AP sees that. I'm hoping AP sees that we need a first-round quarterback. Not a second round, not a third round, not a fourth round, not a fifth round, not a sixth round, not a seventh round, because a lot of people are like, oh, what about Brock Purdy? Look at what he became. System quarterback. Kyle Shanahan can take any quarterback. Bro, he took Jimmy G and made Jimmy G a $125 million quarterback. Came to the Raiders, played like trash. I see the same thing for Brock Purdy. Put Brock Purdy on another team. I don't think he has the same success as he does with the Niners that he with another team. It's all thanks to Kyle Shanahan. The most. Getsy has been in 2 organizations and has done screen pass for both. Y'all, our O-line is bad, but calling screen passes is just a cop-out for lazy scheme designing. Exactly, the most. Let's not act like this is the first time he's doing this. He did it with Chicago Bears. And the Chicago Bears had DJ Moore. They had Justin Fields. They had Cole Kmet. They had Khalil Herbert, Khalil Herbert's not a bad running back. And they also had that dude that's with the Bills now, I think. Either he was on the Bears or he was on the Panthers. What's his name? I could be wrong, though. I think he was on the Panthers. Isn't there a guy on the Panthers, though, that used to be with the Bears? Correct me if I'm wrong. Hold on. Let me check, because this is going to bug me, bro. This is going to bug me through the entire show. He's either on the Bills or he's on the Panthers. Let me see. No, I'm pretty sure he was on the Curtis Samuel. No, I'm pretty sure he would. Let me see. Who is it? Yeah, they had Dante Foreman, another good running back. Let me see. The wide receivers. You know what? I give up. But I'm pretty sure they had another wide receiver along with DJ Moore there when Getsy was there. And Getsy couldn't do nothing. And then people wanted to talk about that Getsy's running or his running offense was like top 5. I looked into it and I was like, oh, it's running. And then I started doing the research and I was like, wait, he's actually not top 5. Because, yeah, it was Mooney, Darnell Mooney. He's with Atlanta now. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah, Darnell Mooney. And, bro, he's killing it with Atlanta. He's killing it with Atlanta. And isn't that funny, though? Justin Fields, he's not having a great season, but he's having a decent season with Pittsburgh. Mooney killing it. You know, Darnell Mooney killing it with Atlanta. Getsy's the problem. Getsy was the problem in Chicago. Getsy was the problem in Chicago. And now he is the problem with our Raiders. I don't know how much more evidence we have to see. Now, like I said, is this me saying Getsy should be fired? If he does get fired, I will be happy. But I think ride it out for the rest of the season. Ride it out for the rest of the season. Anybody who really thinks Washington was willing to give their second overall pick when they were desperate for the quarterback is delusional. Yeah, it was never happening. It was never happening, that Raiders fan. DeMokes, we ain't winning another game the way this trash-ass team is playing. I agree, DeMokes. Maybe against Jacksonville, maybe against the Rams next week. But the way they're playing, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't win another game. Town. Trevor Lawrence will look like prime Brady against us. And who knows? Right now, they looking like the worst team. Getsy seen our O-line, which was made for power, and he said, nah, I don't adapt. I only run my trash-ass scheme. That's what I'm talking about, DeMokes. Why does the players got to adapt to the coach's scheme? Why can't the coach call the scheme based off the player's talent and see that, okay, this offensive line is better in power. Let me change my scheme to power now. Why does it got to be the coach's way? Or I will say this. Why, like you said, why can't the coach adapt? Why does the players have to adapt, not the coach? Taino, have to have an OC that is creative with an experienced quarterback coach to match a dual threat quarterback that we get in the draft. I hope so. I hope so. But yeah, you guys, I don't really have much. I know this is probably a short live, you guys. I don't really have much to really speak on this game. I'm numb, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I'm numb. I'm not mad. I'm not pissed. I'm not feeling anything about yesterday's game. I'm looking forward to the future. I'm looking to the offseason. People can judge me all they want. Y'all entitled to that. I'm looking forward to the offseason. I'm looking forward to the draft. I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready for the draft. I'm getting ready for this offseason. This season is cooked. The way the Raiders played yesterday, I have no, like, what do I have? What should I be hopeful for? What should I be encouraged to see next week? There was nothing encouraging to watch next week. I'm glad I'm going to my cousin's party. Even though he's going to show the game there, I'm glad I'm at least going to have some fun. I'm not going to be home sad or home depressed. Like, and you know what? That actually brings me into my other point. We might actually talk about this. How'd y'all feel about seeing Allegiant Stadium yellowed out? How did that make y'all feel? Y'all seen our home stadium yellowed out. It wasn't blocked out, it was yellowed out. Bro, for real, the most? Thanks, bro. I'm numb, bro. I have no emotions. Now, I have no emotions. Oh, bro. Yeah, King Town, man. Yeah, y'all love seeing that yellow. And a lot of people will say, bro, Raider fans just gotta show up. Like, we gotta do better. We have to show up. I'm gonna tell you right now. I went to Vegas week 3, you guys. My girlfriend paid $600 for Raiders nosebleed tickets. I was in section 330. 330, it was either 330 or 320. I was in section 320 or 330. And Van City, since you're in the building, Van City went to that game week 3. Van City went to that game week 3 against the Panthers. It was blacked out. We were hyped. We beat the Ravens. We were hyped. We're like, you know what? AP will change this around. And then we seen that on the field. A 36-22 blowout by possibly the worst team in football, even though that's the Jaguars right now. But still, the Panthers, I believe, are what? 1-5 right now? Their only win is against us. Think about that, y'all. I am not going to forget that Panthers game, you guys. Yes, they are 1-5 right now, you guys. The Panthers are 1-5 with their only win being against the Raiders. And people expect the Raider fans to show up after having performances like they did against the Broncos, against the Panthers, now against the Steelers. Bro, Allegiant's always going to look like that. It's always going to look like that. And Raider fans, stop looking at other Raider. Yeah, Raider fans are selling the tickets. Bro, I'm going to be honest. I sell the ticket too. I am not going to waste $600 and then another probably $100 on buying food because, you know, the food at Allegiant is like $50 for pizza and drinks and all that. I'm not paying that much money for it. I'm not going to a Raider game when, bro, I'm in Las Vegas. I'm going to go to a sports bar and watch the game. And then if they lose, at least I could leave the sports bar and be like, baby, let's go do something fun. We're not going to be depressed. We're not going to be sad. Let's go do something fun. You know what me and my girl did? We left the Panthers game. I don't care how y'all may feel about hearing me say this. I left that Panthers and Raiders game like almost like 3-4 minutes left in the third quarter. I left the game. And I told my girl, why the hell are we here? Why are we watching this trash? Why are we just gonna sit here and just continue watching trash? We're in Las Vegas. Let's go have some fun. Me and my girl went zip lining. We went having a couple drinks on the strip. Kicked, had some fun along the strip. Listened to music, sightseeing. Went to the casino, gambled a little bit. I'm not gonna stay in a stadium. Stay in that toilet bowl of a stadium. Looks like a toilet anyway. Looks like one of those Alexa things or not Alexa things, one of those, AI vacuum cleaners. Hey, take a trip, bro. Fremont Street was bumping Saturday night. K-Town, give me the dusty, broken down Oakland Coliseum every day. Keep Allegiant, keep Vegas. Keep that sneak on the speakers, and Beast Mode getting hyphy on the sideline. In K-Town, people thought I wasn't valid while I was upset when they left Oakland. I was fine with them leaving Oakland as long as they went to Los Angeles. Because Los Angeles actually has, one, a Raider fan base out there, and two, it probably would have been easier for Raider fans to show up. You at least would have had a home crowd out in Los Angeles. In Vegas, I was like, there's no home crowd out there. You have to build a Raiders fan base out there, and it's not going to be built with the team that, us Oakland fans knew what was going out there. We knew what team was going out there. We knew what the Raiders organization is. They cannot keep stability. They can't even keep winning seasons. You won in 2021, you won in 2020 and 2016, and that's it. The following season, you had a losing season. You can't even keep winning stable. You have one good season, and then the following season, you just go right back to crap. Salute on to this. These Crosby trade rumors are scaring me, bro. You guys want to talk about it? Because here's the thing. I don't think Crosby's going to get traded. I know Crosby's not going to get traded. I said it numerous times. Max Crosby is the one guy that you are not going to trade for. Salute to Wasted. Wasted had a recap show, and he had Graf, and Graf played devil's advocate. And the trade that Graf laid out, what if Detroit is calling, and they come and they call the Raiders, and they call the Raiders and said, hey, we want Max Crosby. Aiden Hutchinson just went out for the season with a really bad leg injury, and we are in win now mode. Our Super Bowl window is opened up. We want Max Crosby, and we are willing to trade 3 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks to you for Max Crosby. That's it. Are y'all willing to take that trade? Are you guys willing to take that trade? Now, Graf said, and I agree with him, if Max says, I want out, then that's why you trade him. If Max says, hey, I don't want to be here, then you send him on his way. But I think that does need to be a conversation that needs to be had between AP, between Telesco and Max Crosby. Have a conversation. Where is Max head in this? Because the Raiders are they need help. And it's not going to happen until A, they locate their quarterback, and B, they get a competent offensive coordinator that calls plays. It's not like the 1990s or the early 2000s. Because right now, the NFL is all about big plays. It's all about the air raid offense, throwing it down the field, getting big chunk plays. And we're still calling plays it's like none of that matters. Like when the Raiders get a big play, I get shocked. I'm like, bro, we really did that? We really got 15 yards? Oh my gosh, we got a big play. And it's sad to think that 15 yards is a big play. DeMos, I didn't even finish watching the game. I was too busy getting busy with my chick. Started strong, but fumbled at the end. See, just like. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh, DeMokes. bringing some joy to the nation. Bringing some joy to the nation. I love it. Van City, you don't trade Max. We're going to be in a good enough position for a franchise quarterback. It's not happening. And I agree, Van City. I'm not saying this is not me. I'm just playing devil's advocate, just like how Graf was. Laying out Graf's scenario. Because I feel like it may be something you have to think about. But agree with you on that side. We're already going to be in good enough position to possibly get our franchise quarterback. The way that this season is looking like it's going down is looking like it's going to go down as the Raiders securing a top 3 draft position, and they're going to be in position to draft their quarterback of the future. So possibly, yeah, you don't trade Max, but I will ask this. If the Raiders next season are again in a position where they're 2-4 or they're 2-5, again, playing devil's advocate, do you look at a trade for Max? Or is it really you're just or the Raiders really just waiting like how Davante Adams is doing, like, hey, I would rather have a trade. I would rather you trade me. If Max went to AP and was like, I would rather you trade me. Then us just going our separate ways. Orlando, I wish that too. I wish that too. Orlando, can we trade our coaches? I wish we could trade our coaches. Bro, Nate, my man, getting ready for work. This chat is ass, bro. I mean, not the chat, but we are ass. Raiders are ass. People will hate me saying that, but we are. We suck. We suck. And it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better until we locate the quarterback and until we get a competent offensive coordinator. Luke Getsy is not it, you guys. And I'm willing to give him the rest of the year, but my goodness, I'm not hopeful that it's going to get any better than what I've been watching. I'm not. That was the Chargers, and now it went to us. We got no home field advantage. We're not winning football games. It's just bad, bro. It is so bad. I'm gonna start. Just so I can still show my Raider fandom, but I don't want to show my face. I'm just gonna be like this from now on. Walk around like this. Not gonna be able to see my face though. I still show my Raider fandom, but it's hard being a Raiders fan. It's hard being a Raiders fan. And going back to the Steelers yelling out Allegiant Stadium, get used to it, you guys. Get used to it. Because when the Chiefs come to town in 2 weeks, oh, bro, it's going to be Arrowhead West. And then when the Broncos come to town, oh, bro, it's going to be Mile High Vegas. Vegas and Mile High. Hold on. When the Falcons come to town, bro, that's the most Falcons fans we're going to see in the West Coast. Jacksonville, Chargers. It's just, get used to it, you guys. Vegas will never be a home until the Raiders start winning. Until the Raiders start winning football games, Vegas will never be home. It will never be home. Things got to start changing, bro. Things got to start changing, but honestly, you guys, I'm wrapping this up. This season is donezo. I'm looking forward to the offseason. I'm gonna start looking at some guys coming out next year in the draft, and start scouting. Start getting my list together for top quarterbacks, top running backs, top offensive linemen, top wide receivers, top defensive players. It's mock draft season, you guys. It's mock draft season, you guys. So get ready. We might have some mock draft lives coming up because this season's out. This season is done. I'm going based off the schedule that I see. This was the easy part of our schedule. We're 2-4 after supposedly the easiest part of our schedule. I don't see it getting any better, y'all. I don't see it getting any better. Well, with that being said, you guys, like I said, it's not going to be a long live. Really didn't have a lot of thoughts, you guys. I really didn't have a lot of thoughts. Sorry, I just seen something that was new. But yeah. I don't have any more thoughts. I don't have any more thoughts. Orlando, how many more games is the Raiders going to win? Two more. I think next week against the Rams, and I hope they beat the Rams because it's actually going to be my cousin's birthday. And they need to win for my cousin. It's going to be Primo Nate's. It's going to be Raider Nate's birthday. And I'm going to his house. We're going to watch the game over there. They better win. Will I be surprised if they lose? No, I will not. And then the other game is against Jacksonville. And the other reason why I say that is because it's really Raider Nate here biased. I'm biased because of my cousin. My cousin's actually going to that game, Raiders versus Jacksonville. So I'm hoping they win because, bro, if Nate didn't if Nate didn't invite me to have a game on his birthday, or he didn't have a game on his birthday, and he wasn't going to a game, I would say we're not winning another game. But because my primo Nate is involved and our family is everything, I want him to have the best experience. Raiders, if you're gonna win, just win for my primo Nate. Win for my primo Nate. When he goes to Allegiant, give him a first. It's his first time going to Allegiant Stadium. Give him a great experience. So Jacksonville, Rams. I think those are the two wins we're gonna pull out. Outside of that, we're not winning. We're not gonna have any other games we're winning. But yeah, you guys. On the way out, I am gonna end it here. On the way out, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, and hit that bell so you guys are not missing anything from Raiders Primos. I gotta get in contact with Nate, you guys. Apologies that we didn't go live on Friday or Saturday. My apologies. Nate has been, and this isn't no shade of Nate, but he's been busting out them work hours. He's been working a lot. So me or Nate have been in contact. I've been trying to figure out his schedule. It's funny because he's trying to figure out his schedule. His schedule is always up and down. So we can't really set a schedule in place for when me and him can come live. So I may be doing this alone a lot, you guys, and Nate may just be having those times where he just shows up. I just wanted to reach out to you guys so you guys don't get worried about Nate or wonder why we don't go live as much, is because sometimes our work schedules just get conflicted. But yeah, we definitely are going to try to make more live shows together. Orlando, if we beat KC again, I'm going to drink some shots. That will be my Super Bowl, Orlando. That will be my Super Bowl. If we beat Kansas City, that will be my Super Bowl. If we don't win another game, but Kansas City's just like we just win one more game and it's against Kansas City, I'm cool with that. It's either that or you win the two games that I said that we were going to win. But anyways, you guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have an amazing, amazing Monday. Stay safe. Keep your guys' head up. I know it's tough. 2-4 on the year. Raiders, we were all hopeful that this would be a better team, but it is going to take some time. Rome wasn't built in the day. A playoff team is not going to be built in a season. It's not going to take one off season to fix what the Raiders have going on. So it is going to take some time. We got to be patient. I'm just hoping they make the right moves going forward. I will say that. They need to make the right moves going forward. But yeah, stay safe, you guys. See you guys in the next one. And just got to keep your head up. Peace.